Ready.
Ready? Okay. Happy Monday, everybody. I wanted to address a couple quick things. You may have heard on the news the stay-at-home order ends today from the governor, and it was a little bit unclear. I did a lot of research, talked with someone at AG who's also looking into it, because it's very confusing. It says the stay-at-home 2.0 ends today. And it's like, well, that's a lot of stuff. So the stay-at-home 2.0 ends today, and that's for people, that's for our customers, that's for people who live here. It's changing to safer at home, so gatherings of 10 people or more are no longer forbidden. People aren't told to stay home, they're allowed to go and wander. Business regulations have stayed. All of the regulations that we have stayed. Some businesses like movie theaters aren't even allowed to open yet. So all those restrictions are still in effect, even though this stay at home has ended and it's turned to something else. If you go online and look on the governor's website, the stay at home 2.0 guidances, they're still called stay at home 2.0, even though that name is officially transitioned to something else. The guidance has not changed. So our not being able to use reusable bags is still in place, the masks is still in place, 6-foot distancing is still in place. All those things are still in place for businesses. They did update the guidance for restaurants and seating areas, so I read into that because I was thinking it'd be nice to open up the cafe again. But there are some restrictions there that make this not possible at this time. So for tables and chairs, if you have a cafe seating area, whenever someone leaves the table or chairs, you have to go and sanitize the chairs and the tables before another patron can sit down. That might work in a restaurant where you actually have staff seating tables. But in a self-seating area like this, it would be very difficult to do. We'd have to have someone staffed over here to watch when people got up and left. And I don't think we're prepared to do that just yet. So I was hoping to open this area up again, but not at this time. I think in a little while we can look at it again, but it would require staffing to make sure that the tables and chairs were sanitized between each customer sitting. Self-serve coffee, again, not allowed. If we had self-serve coffee, if we had coffee, we would have to have somebody serving it, and it would have to be behind the counter. It can't be up where people can touch it. So again, we can't bring the coffee back yet. So that kind of answers the question about the cafe space. I wish we could do something about that, but unfortunately we can't. All right, so that's, if you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to ask. But basically, all the guidance that we have been following so far is continuing. The only difference is people are allowed to leave their homes and go to places, go out to eat, and all that fun stuff, if places are open. Secondly, I did send out a notice about the flags and about our statement on Black Lives Matter that we put out on Facebook and some other social media sites. If there's any confusions about that, please come see me, come see Sharice, come see Melissa, come see Annie. We'd be happy to discuss it. I made, in my statement, I felt that we hadn't done our jobs to tell you all what we were doing. And we were going to do better next time at doing that. Because if you drove in and said, hey, what's that flag? I have no idea. Well, that's my fault for not letting you guys know. So I did put that in a statement. I'm not going to read it out loud again, but we try to keep everyone informed of what's going on here and let everyone here have a voice about it. And sometimes things get moving in a hurry and we forget. So we try to do better. So my apologies to anyone who came in and wasn't sure. They read something on Twitter, they read something on Facebook, they came to the parking lot and saw something and they weren't sure. A customer asked them, another employee asked them, or they just asked themselves and they didn't know. We will do better in making sure you know that. And if we do anything like this in the future, mistakes happen, just call us out on it and say, hey, I need to know this stuff. I work here too. I want to know what's going on. Good news. Got John Kroger involved, helping me out with the flag. our flag, our American flag was a little smaller than the pride flag, so John found a larger flag. We went and got it Saturday, we put it up on Flag Day. So now we are in compliance. We have, the flags are both exactly the same size, which is okay. American flag should be bigger or the same size. And there's a 1 foot separation between the two, so we're in compliance with flag rules. That being said, we should have probably researched that a little better before we put flags up. We'll do better next time. You learn something even as an old dog, so I learned something. And probably the next time we do something with a flag, we will put it elsewhere, but not on the flagpole itself, just because it seems to be a big contention when you get things mixed up with the American flag. So I don't want to cause problems, issues, but I do want to say that we support people. We support groups that don't have the support all the time that they should. So our statements stand. I think human decency is something that we stand for, and the acceptance. And even if the flag represents a small group, it's a small group that hasn't been represented well. And I feel very happy that we can put our foot down and say, we support everybody who comes to the store.
And that's part of a National Pride Day. Is it
Yeah.
Pride Month?
It's
So
Pride
just
Month. This month is
Pride Month. Yeah.
It's funny because up here it's very common and mainstream, almost to the point where, there's this talk of like rainbow washing things because so many just mainstream corporations celebrate Pride now. So, yeah, we're just where
So
we
the
should be.
the timing was kind of coincidental.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure people realize that they're kind of two separate things that kind of wound up entwined
Same
together
time.
just because of the timing.
Yep. And that just hangs up to the end of the month. It's just for the month of June. So it's not a political statement, it's a human decency statement.
Which aligns with the diversity statement, which is in our employee manual, which everybody read and signed. So, and I think I'd just add to Chris, even if, we definitely could have, should have, will do better next time, but we're gonna miss somebody. You're gonna be on vacation, or you're gonna be, buried in your department, and you're just gonna have missed all the statements or notices. So when you have questions, just ask, and, ask somebody that, just like anything else, somebody that can help you with the answers. That's all. We're all accessible.
All right, that's all I have. I don't know if you have anything, Sharice? No?
I actually have a question as far as the 2.0 changing. You feel that we're going to see a lot of people coming in without masks now? And how are we going to address that?
I know through the town yesterday and the day before, because I had to go to a couple different places, I went into Tractor Supply and more than half the people were not wearing masks.
But that's.
It's
that's-
been like that.
That
It's-
area is
and-
a nightmare anyway.
But I mean,
That's been the case down there.
normally I've been running into most people wearing them. Main Street, there was a lot of people that were not wearing them, but there was a lot of out-of-staters.
I
So-
found that compliance here in the store has been so much better than
Yeah.
anywhere else, Main Street or the other end of town.
Yeah.
I guess time will tell. I don't know.
Are we gonna go with the?
Huh?
Most people had masks, and we did have people come and ask for masks.
Yeah.
There were a few at the very end that came in, and a little boy asked for masks, but the rest of his family did not take that.
I know some of the Main Street stores, I've talked to them, and many of them are requiring their customers to wear masks, and they're gonna continue. So,
Maintaining what we're
yeah,
doing.
we're gonna keep our signage, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. I think, even though it's opening up, I'm hoping
think
our
it's
customer
important.
still feels, I absolutely think it's important. But I don't think our customers are gonna change their mind overnight and say, oh, don't have to wear these anymore. I'm rather thinking they're wearing them for another reason. And we have our signage up that says, wear a mask, and we'll continue to keep that up. All right? Thank you.